Hello everyone, today we are doing some possible exam questions from the grade 12s for the June exam. And yeah, I don't want to make this video too long, I'm going to make it as short as possible. So let's get into it. First off, this is a solve for x question, so we have x minus 3 and 5x plus 2 equals 0. So if you're thinking that you should multiply this out, you're not going in the right direction, because first off, we have a mark allocation of 2. So what we should be doing, you have to equate each factor to 0. So we're going to have x minus 3 equals 0, or x 5x plus 2 equals 0. This should be really easy on the trig level. So what we do, we just add 3 on both sides, so we're going to be left with x equals to 3. Over here we're going to minus 2 on both sides, so we're going to have 5x equals to negative 2. Divide both sides by 5, so we can get x by itself. Therefore we have x equal to negative 2 over 5. There we go. Easy 2 marks. Easy 2 marks. And next question, I have a simultaneous equation. We have solve for x and y. So we're given that x plus 2y equals 2 and x squared plus 8y equals 8. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off by making either term subject of the formula. So we're going to start off with x, since we have an x here by itself already. So what we're going to do, we're going to subtract 2y on both sides. We're left with x equals to 2 minus 2y. And then I know, like, a lot of people teach it by labeling all the equations. So this will be equation 1, this would be equation 2, and then this would be equation 3. And then what we're going to do, we're going to substitute equation 3 into our equation 2. So we will be left with, because we're going to put x, we're going to replace 2 minus 2y wherever we see x. So we're left with 2 minus 2y all squared plus 8y equals 8. We're just gonna expand this over here, so we're left with 4 minus 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8y, and then this squared, which is going to be plus 4y squared, and then these terms remain the same, so it's plus 8y equals to 8. These terms cancel. From here we're gonna keep all our y's on the left, so we're left with 4y squared equals to, we take the 4 over, so we're left with 8 minus 4, which is just 4. Divide 4 on both sides, we're left with y squared equals to 1. Alright, and then we are going to square root both sides, so we want y by itself. I guess I can still write over here. We're going to be left with y equals to plus minus 1. So that is the way of writing it, or if you're more familiar with y equals to 1 or y is equal to minus 1, whichever you are comfortable with. So we have two values for y at this point, and from there we have to determine our values for x. So we'll say for y equal to 1, we're going to take this and we can substitute it in either of our equations. So I'm going to do equation 1, so we left with x plus 2y, but for y we write 1 equals to 2 therefore x is equal to 0. And then we do the same for our second value of y, therefore for y equals to -1, we do x plus 2, -1 equals 2, therefore x equals to 4. Alright, that will get you 6 marks. Don't forget to write your answers as if our x value is 4 and then our y value is -1, and if our x value is 0, our y value is 1. Right, so continuing on. So our next question is a derivative question. They're all pretty much derivatives, they just use slightly different notation. And this is the first one. So it says determine the following: the derivative of x, where x in this case is x to the 4 over 2 minus 3 over x plus 6. So the best way to do this is first to write it out in a much more easier way to work with. So we'll have dx of, so instead of writing it over 2, we're going to bring the half to the front. We're going to have x to the power 4, and then what we're going to do, we're going to bring the x up, so we're going to left with 3x to the -1, and then 6 remains the same. Now we apply our power rule, so therefore this equation is equal to, and we can write the equal sign here because this derivative is acting upon what's inside the bracket. So this becomes, we subtract our exponent by 1, we multiply that value to our coefficient, so we left with 2x to the power 3 or cubed, and then we multiply -3 by -1, we left with plus 3x x to the -2, and the 6 falls away. Right, easy. Right, next question. So we have determine if prime of x, if f of x is equal to the square root of x multiplied by 4 plus the square root of x. So this is clearly in a surd form. So what we're going to do, we're going to convert it from a surd form into non-surd form, into exponent form. So this becomes x to the power of half multiplied by 4 plus x to the half. Right, and then we're going to multiply in, so we're going to be left with 4x to the half plus x, and remember when we multiply bases are the same, we add exponents, so it becomes x, just x. It's x plus half is 1. And then remember this is our f of x, and then from here we can determine f prime x. Excuse the bad handwriting, as always. So this becomes, we're going to be doing the same power rule, so it becomes 4 over 2, which is just 2x, and then we subtract 1, so we're left with -half, and then we do the same rule, 1 multiplied by 1 is just 1, and then 1 minus 1 is 0, anything to the power 0 is just 1, so we're left with plus 1. Right. And you can leave it in this form, or you can write it in the form of f prime x equal to 2 over square root of x plus 1. There we go, same thing. If they mark you down for leaving your answer like this, then it's up to you to question that. It also depends on the rules that are set at the beginning of the paper. You know, that line that just says 1 write legibly and to leave all answers in first search form, you know, so that you have to, that's why you have to read that, just to make sure what you're dealing with. Okay, so with this one we have dx over dy, which is kind of something you have to notice, because the regular way that we've been doing derivatives would be in the form of dy over dx, you know, changing y or changing x, but they have the other way around, so we won't be working in this form. And so what do we do? Easy, we just make x the subject of the formula. So divide both sides by 2, we're left with y over 2 is equal to x to the power of quarter, and then we raise each side to the power of 4. Then we're left with x is equal to y to the 4 over 16. Alright? And then from here we can determine dx, dy, and we're left with we multiply our coefficient by our exponent, which in this case is 4 over 16, which just simply becomes 1 over 4 y to the power of 3. Alright, that's for the video. I know exams are around the corner, so good luck to everyone. If there's anything else that you could need me to do, be sure to drop a comment and I'll try my utmost best to do it. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.